the number of people turning to the South African Depression Anxiety Group SADAG this year has increased to 3,000. The organisation itself having to overcome many obstacles to ensure its councillors are available to assist those in need during this festive season in particular. So we're joined by SADAG call centre manager Tracy Feinstein. Tracy, good evening and thank you for your time here on the SABC.
Good evening and thank you to you and the viewers. We are available and we're here to help.
Absolutely. So let's see how we can assist. Perhaps you could just walk us through, how this season has fared compared to that of last year.
The wonderful thing is that we're getting more and more exposure. People are learning about mental health. So it means that people are getting a little bit braver and a little bit bolder to say, let me make that phone call. Let me chat to a counsellor and let me see where I can get some help. I think we also are very aware and without any pre-recordings, the last few days of tragedy in the Gauteng province with the gas explosion certainly brings us to a place where, our emotions are very real. And for each person, it's slightly different. But it's important to know that you're not alone and making a phone call, because often not only does somebody need a person to just listen to them, but they actually need to know, how do I navigate the systems that are out there where I could go and get help? And this is where SADAG is really good. We're able to access different referrals. We know what is open, we know what is closed. We try and keep up with the hospitals and clinics. And so we can guide our callers as to what they must do, where they must go, and what they must say to get the help that they need at this time.
So, on the back of that, how do we begin to dispel some of the myths around mental health and people getting help? Perhaps you could also talk to who's more prone to depression during this festive period.
Well, again, our emotions are very real. And whilst we may be thinking, well, this holiday season, I've got it and I'm going to be okay, depression is actually a very real illness that can really bounce up at any particular time. And when we don't recognize or get the help for depression, it also starts to make us feel anxious because we go, what's wrong with me? Why am I not going out with my friends? Why do I just want to stay at home in my room? Why do I want to isolate? And we start to spin these thoughts around in our heads as to what's wrong with me. I think what is really important is that during this holiday season, it's important to validate your emotions for yourself. Some people may have not had a diagnosis yet, so we really encourage you to do that. But whilst the next few days are unfolding, it's really important to think about things like protect yourself, learn to put up boundaries, say things like, no, I don't want to go out. I'm okay being at home. Why don't you come and visit me in my home for a little bit? The other thing to do is it's really important to keep a routine going at this time of the year. I know a lot of us are very tired after a long year, and we kind of think, oh, I just want to sleep and chill out. Keeping a routine going, waking up at the same time every morning is really important when you are managing depression and really concerned about this overwhelming feeling of anxiousness.
So, on the back of that, Tracy, then what has the organisation done to keep up with the demand during this festive period? You've spoken about, keeping routines and validating emotions. Perhaps you could also speak to the treatments at hand, what alternative or traditional treatments are available to effectively assist those who may require it.
So I think one of the important things is that, we don't really know what to do because we have these thoughts in our head, we have these feelings, and often family members are the ones saying your behavior is not normal, and we don't know how to get the help we need. And that's where a phone call to SADAG is really helpful. We have onboarded so many volunteers, and they are all on the helplines. And so they are able to guide people to say, if you go to a doctor, this is what you need to say. If you need to see a therapist, which very often in getting help with your mental illness, it's a combination treatment. So by that I mean some people will need medication, others and most people need therapy. And then there's also the self-help tips. So we speak to you about exercise and the importance of a routine and the importance of a digital detox, you know, taking some downtime off social media to protect yourself. So the councillors that we have on duty are there with all, you know, this holistic combination to be able to package kind of a solution for each caller, because it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Sure.
And I think it's really important that when the callers phone in, they are feeling heard for their unique situation.
You speak of a social media detox, perhaps also ensuring that there is adequate sleep. That's obviously impacted by lifestyle choices. But as we look at, you know, the scale of depression in children, how do we also deal with that in the most effective way possible? And if people want to contact you further, could you just reiterate the contact information for those who want to get in touch?
So I think it's great that we talk about children. And again, you know, the counsellors are so well trained in preparing parents who may be phoning us who are concerned about their children. Let children express themselves, let them talk about their emotions. Children the younger ones are very good with drawing pictures, and that could be a conversation point. Let the children also play outside instead of watching movies and seeing so much of what's on social media. I think it's really good for their mental well-being. And so if people need to get hold of us during the holiday season, the helplines are available 24/7. And one of the bigger helplines is 0800 456 789. People can also send us an SMS to 31393, and a counsellor will call you back. Doesn't matter what time of the day or night. We want people to know that you're not alone. We may not be able to fix the problem that you're experiencing, but we can listen, and our counsellors will guide you to the most suitable referral to help you and get you feeling that you're a little bit brighter and a little bit better prepared, especially for the new year.
Tracy, thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for joining us here on the SABC SADAG Call Centre Manager, Tracy Feinstein, chatting about the work of SADAG to date, the number of people turning to the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, or SADAG, this year has increased to 3,000 a day. This was from 600, and she's really just highlighting what some of the measures that one can take if in need of their assistance. Again, thank you very much to her for her time.